Each committed crime in South Africa has a name and surname. You've got to trace this name and surname to prove that you are working, you are there as police to protect life and limb in the country. If you don't do that, you are generally around with uniform until you point to a particular criminal who fired a shot that killed someone.
Well, that's what Lieutenant General Mkhonazi and his project leader, General Khumalo, that's what they say they did quite successfully. Each crime has a name. They got the names, they made arrests, they got prosecutions, they're working in a multidisciplinary team, and it's a rapid response. All these problems that you've highlighted with the situation where we respond too late,
yes,
we never respond. They're able to respond because they specialized, and they've been doing it since 2018. They say successfully.
I respond as follows. They have become a factor in reducing political killings in KZN. I'm saying a factor, not that they single-handed have brought down the killings in KZN. I'm making that point. I acknowledge that they've done work, but they are not the only factor. If you look at other factors. But you're talking about a team of 68 people as far as, or 100 and something, because when we last spoke with General Masemola, we're talking about reducing them to 68 as we were phasing out. Now, supposing they are 130 or something like that, they are operating from KZN. And at some point, for some reason, you deploy 10 in Gauteng. You don't deploy anyone in the Western Cape. You don't, it can't work. Let's apply common sense, you and I.
Yeah, and you may have a point. They draw from different stations across the country.
And they're not replaced.
Some of the best or better.
It won't work. What will work?
And they also have a rotation. They also work on a rotational basis. So
they are not budgeted for. They are not budgeted for by national. They pick up money. I don't know where they pick up money from. When that 20 million that was allocated, even if National Commissioner signs and say, I approve the new budget up to 2026, I would say as minister, I don't agree with you. Not because I am just itchy to disband the national political, it's because the bulk of people who are being murdered in South Africa are not the ones that are being dealt with by the National Political Killings Task Team. And that's a fact. It's not theory. It's not what I like. It is a fact. I've recently said the studies released last year by the Global Initiative tells you 34% of murders in South Africa are done in organized crime, in that category. 34, no, it's 35 there, 34 are in taxi violence. And then 24 is political killings, and 7 is personal, where you just go on a mission of your own and say, I want to go and murder so and so. Now, when you allocate the resources, where do you put that figure, those figures? When you say to the nation, I have the National Political Killings Task Team that is dealing with all these matters in these categories throughout the country that I'm talking, are you speaking the truth? You're a liar. You're a liar to the nation. No matter how eloquent you put it, no matter how you look like in the face, it just is not reality that we're dealing with. You are just talking. Even if they clap hands for you, you are not dealing with reality. That's what I'm talking about here. Now, you are minister of, you are given a job, Minister of Police. What do? You've got to run the country, not KZN. You've got to reduce crime. You've got to reduce murders. You've got to reduce proliferation of arms throughout. You can't deal with it with one temporal task team based in KZN. You will never do it. No matter how you claim, no matter how many times you go to TV, you will never do it. You'll never do it. That's my argument.
No, I hear your argument loud and clear, and I'm sure so is everybody in the room and in the country listening to what you're saying.
Just if I could add, part of your responsibility when you're given a job is to dedicate your thinking and focus. Use the chair that you are given in the office and the whole office space to think properly and to think reality, and not to come with sophisticated creations of your own and address people and say, I'm dealing with crime. And you leave people crying in reality, meaning you are lying.
Now, Minister, all that you said may make a lot of sense to a lot of people. But what I want to understand, and all of us want to understand, when did you get into a room with your National Commissioner, Lieutenant General Mchunu, who started this political killings task team, and Khumalo, who's the project leader of the task team? When did you get into a room with them to have this kind of discussion or debate? Now, to some of us, maybe all of us, I'm not sure, it may sound very persuasive that, why have a dedicated political killings task team when we have murders taking place? There's taxi violence killings, there's gang wars on the Cape Flats, much higher, and there's this team, and so much money is being spent on this elite task team. It is not right. It is not fair. You should also look and spread your resources to deal with other killings.
Okay.
And then by way of a discussion and a persuasion, or maybe even a direction, you can say no. Because now they come with their counter arguments as to why the team should continue to exist. And you say, I hear you, but I don't buy your argument, and I'm now going to make the following decision. Can we agree that didn't happen?
No, I agree that I should get space to respond to your question.
Yeah, I'm asking.
All right. Now, when the president decided to intervene in KZN in the form of establishing this, he didn't call General Masemola, General Mkhwanazi, and General Khumalo to talk to them. He didn't. So let me start afresh to satisfy myself that you are focusing as I'm responding to you. When the president flew to KZN to respond to what was happening, he didn't call General Masemola, General Mkhwanazi, and General Khumalo to confide with them somewhere. He didn't. He addressed the nation. He said, to address what appears to be a crisis, when I am there as President of the Republic, I'm intervening. I am establishing a mechanism to deal with the problem that I see. It's going to take the form of an interministerial committee who will sit and discuss further the mechanism that I am telling them to design. Those are the people he sat with. And it's important to do so, to note that. And that team of ministers didn't call just General Masemola, General Mkhwanazi, and General Khumalo. Because in the first place, the political killings task team was not there. So they called the team of people, they called DGs actually, and they called General Mkwanas because they were talking in KZN. So a collective of people. They said, look, we're tasked, we're an IMC, we're tasked to do 1, 2, 3, and so on. Let's talk on an ongoing basis. Come and present to us what we are briefing you about as our mandate. Then they went to craft whatever they crafted, and it got briefed. They got the briefing back, and then it was endorsed. That briefing resulted into a steering committee and an operational plan, or as an operational plan as part of. So when I come here and I'm asked that question, why didn't I call those 3 individuals? I respond in the way that I'm responding. But my response also includes that all the things that I've spoken to you, Senior Counsel Chair, up to now, happened in their presence. All of them, because they are part and parcel. The work study, the implementation, the extensions, and when extensions didn't take place, but funding continued, they were there, all of them, and so on. Now, I look at the thing.
Sorry, it happened in their presence, you say, but you weren't there at the time.
Pardon?
You weren't there at the time. The work study and all that. You weren't the minister at the time.
No, I wasn't there. There was a minister, though.
There was a minister, and that minister tells us, and will come and tell this honourable committee, that the task team was in operation, and by the time he left office, and as recently as I think it was March 2024, he held his last media briefing.
2023.
The last March 2024, the last interministerial committee briefing was held in March 2024. And as usual, he says, you know, your comrade, he did the presentation and the task team was still very much in place, and he was happy with the work that they were doing. That was in March 2024. You were appointed on 30th of June 2024.
Yes.
So he doesn't seem to share your understanding that the task team was phased out, or was to be phased out, or as you contend that since 2022 the task team was operating unlawfully.
Now, let me take this opportunity to outline reasons why we disbanded the task team. In fact, why I issued a letter of directives, the 3 directives, so that we don't take one aspect. For instance, I would respond to you that my predecessor can't be part of what I mean, you can't say he will come and say he is not happy, as if it is his duty to do so. Now, it's not. I'm here now taking you through the reasons. Could I go ahead, Senior Counsel?
Just hold a moment, Senior Counsel. Honorable Malema.
Sorry, Honorable Chair.
Hold.
Sorry.